What is up guys, it's your boy Swell here, back again with another TBC Classic video. So today we're doing a news recap, because there's been a lot of things happening the last 2 days. Well, there's been 2 things happening really. One of them is that Blizzard decided to put Phase 5 of TBC Classic on the PTR, so you can test out Phase 5 right now, including both the Sunwell raid, which looks to be a pre-nerf version of the Sunwell raid. Not that I've tested it myself, but I've heard it's quite difficult on the PTR, and people are having some issues with it. So I've heard it's quite difficult. I'm not testing it myself, simply because Sunwell is one of the few raids I've never actually done while it's current content. So I want to go into that raid as blind as possible and learn everything on the spot. Basically I'm going in and everything is going to be a completely fresh experience, so I prefer having as little knowledge as possible about the raid beforehand, so I'm not testing it on the PTR at all. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a little bit more difficult. It looks like a pre-nerf version of the Sunwell raid, but it's not just the Sunwell raid that's on the PTR. You also have the daily quest hub, or the new island for quest hubs, which is Isle of Quel'Danes. This is one of the major things that I've been looking forward to myself in TBC Classic. There's just something about this island that makes me completely fall in love. It is so beautiful, it's so neatly organized, it's just so wholesome. It feels great, the music is awesome, the scenery is awesome, and it's like a blood elf. I love the blood elf starting place. It's an island for blood elves. It's absolutely amazing. And we can test it out right now on the PTR, which is great. You can do some quests and just, well, you get early access to the Isle of Quel'Danes. And this is one of the things that I've been looking forward to the most in TBC Classic myself, which might sound kind of dumb, but I don't care. I love this island, it's absolutely great. Now then, Blizzard threw up this on PTR, like Phase 5 on the PTR, yesterday, or 2 days ago, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, and a lot of people think this is quite soon, since Phase 4 pretty much just came out. But you have to remember, Phase 4 is designed to be a very short phase. There is no new PvP season in Phase 4, so Phase 3 and Phase 4 should last roughly the same length as Phase 2, so each phase is half the length, because combined they are the same. So combined Phase 3 and 4 should be the same as Phase 2, and I think that's what it is about right now. If you think about the fact that Sunwell is on PTR right now, and these phases usually come out on PTR roughly 6 to 8 weeks before they go live, so according to that time schedule, Sunwell should be live on TBC Classic around very late May or very early June, perhaps even mid-June as well, so exactly 2 months from now. But I would say like very late May or very early June. If I was going to throw out a guess myself, I would say it's coming out on the 7th of June, as it's usually coming out on a Tuesday, because that is the North American reset. So the 7th of June, I would assume that Phase 5 is coming out. So what does this mean then? Well, it kind of soft confirms that Wrath Classic will be coming out this year, which I don't think is a surprise to anyone. But it also gives us a rough time frame. If we think about Naxxramas, which lasted 6 months, and let's say Phase 5 of TBC Classic is supposed to be lasting for 5 months, and that comes out on the 7th of June, that means that Wrath Classic could be coming out very early November, potentially even late October as well. So yeah, both Sunwell and the Isle of Quel'Danes is currently live on the classic Burning Crusade PTR, so you can go and test it out for yourself if you want to. Now, in some other news that we have for today, that we kind of have to look at, we have a clip from Towelie where he talks about Wrath Classic, and he mentions something he calls Wrath Unleashed, which is based on my interpretation. It sounds like Wrath of the Lich King Classic with all of the changes. Basically, harder raids, more difficult stuff, and just a lot of different changes to the game itself, while keeping it kind of classic-ish, but also introducing as many changes as possible, maybe even class balancing. I don't really know, but it sounds like they're going to do some insane stuff with Wrath Classic. So let's just take a look at the clip so you can listen to it for yourself, then we'll have a chat.
Right now, what I can tell you, and this is me from information that I've had for like a while, is Wrath is going to be like unleashed. It's going to be Wrath Unleashed. It's going to be like Wrath Classic Plus. It's going to, some crazy shit is going to go down with Wrath. I think Wrath, like from like a metrics and like subscriber standpoint, is going to probably decimate the shit out of Classic and BC once you see what they're going to fucking do. It's going to be insane.
Okay, so in this clip, Towley calls it Wrath Unleashed. And Blizzard, I beg you, don't use the word unleashed. I've played Bless Unleashed, and it was bad. It was just very bad. I've also played something called Arcade Unchained, which was also very bad. So Unchained and anything, just stay away from it. Unchained, whatever you want to call it, just don't do that. Unleash either. Stay away from those names, in my opinion, but kind of just sparked some nightmares there. But what do you think about this? Is Towley just talking out of his ass, or is there anything to this? A lot of people have some sort of a lot of people have different opinions on what this means. He could just be talking very random stuff, or he could have some insider information. Now, if you've been watching Towley for a while, he does have some wild speculations every now and then, but a lot of times they are correct. Like, they've been correct in the past, they could be correct now, and he has shown to have some insider information previously, which could be the case now as well. And I do think that based on all of the feedback that Blizzard has been getting for both Classic WoW and Season of Mastery, they are looking to make some changes to the game itself while keeping it in the Classic aspect. So let's just say that they go for something called Wrath Unleashed. What do you think that means? Is it just more difficult raids? Will we get like savage raids, mythic dungeons, stuff like that? Exactly what do you think Unleashed or Unchained, I don't remember, was it Unleashed? Unleashed. Yeah, what do you think that means? Let me know in the comments down below. Personally, I'm very split on this opinion because, well, I kinda wanna play the regular Classic Wrath just to relive that experience, because Wrath was when I started playing the game, but also, if Wrath Unleashed was made the right way, I wouldn't actually mind it. More difficult raids would be fantastic, and having an actual challenge in the game itself, set in the Lich King expansion, would be absolutely great. So it's all about the execution for me personally, but I would love to see both, so maybe just stick with regular Classic Wrath first, and then go for something else later down the line. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. So yeah, that is pretty much it for today, for today's news recap for both TBC Classic and Wrath of the Lich King. Now, if Wrath Unleashed is happening, I would assume they will announce that on April 19th as well, so we will find out very soon either way. But I think this is fun, and the fact that Towley released this clip now recently could mean something. Either way, I do hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like down below, leave a sub as well for more WoW videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.